Hello, Mike. I very appreciate that you found time for this interview. I really admire your way of life, and I'd like you to give some tips for my followers, to make people to realize that health is not about genetics, yeah, and it's a result of hard work every single day, because most of people try to find an excuse. Oh, he's just lucky with his genetics, blah blah blah, which is not true. Yes, and I have known you for months, and here are some facts about you, Mike. Yeah, you work hard. You always find different ways to make money. You're quite successful businessman. You've got 4 daughters. You moved from South Africa 24 years ago.
Yes.
Yes, and you've been living in Australia for 24 years now. And I've never seen you to consume any medications. You don't, yes. You never eat processed food. You don't. You drink lots of coffee and bubbles. Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. And you don't eat sugar. Almost don't eat. I've seen your blood test, and it looks like your early 30s, not 67. Yes. You don't have any chronic disease, which is very unusual for a person your age. And I know that you've got a secret, some secrets, that helps you to keep fit, to remain healthy physically and emotionally. You do cardio training 6
Yes.
times a week, every day except Tuesday, I know. Почему я решила вам рассказать про этого человека, которого я встретила в Западной Австралии? Дело в том, что он очень дисциплинирован и может быть отличным примером для многих, как изменить свою жизнь к лучшему. Every morning.
Every morning. Well, except Tuesday because they don't have a class.
They don't have a class.
On Tuesday, otherwise I do. I used to go twice a day.
Used to go twice a day.
In the morning and in the evening, but I just don't have time. No, too busy.
Too busy now. А еще он очень добрый человек и всем всегда помогает, и ни в чем никогда не отказывает. Если он способен помочь, то он всегда рад прийти на помощь. And also you got some other tips about your way of life. Can you please tell about this?
Well, it's not a secret. It's just that it's very difficult to try and... The level that I train at is probably extreme. But if you can get to that level, the secret is, if you're prepared to put the work in, you will not believe you'll change your life forever. You will reverse any ailments. If you can do it and keep it for the rest of your life, you will reverse. I've actually done this with an 82-year-old. He had prostate cancer. We reversed all the medications. He had balance issues. We've reversed the balance issue. He actually went to a doctor 2 weeks ago, and the doctor said, she was amazed. She said, I can't believe the change. Yeah. You now got better balanced data figures than what she's got. And he's 82 years old, as a matter of interest. And that was a result of me taking him to the gym and showing him the high intensity impact training regime that I'm on.
High intense cardio.
Yeah. So for 45 minutes, the beauty to anybody out there that's interested, I used to run for 1 hour, 12 to 13 Ks, probably 4.5 minutes a K for my age. I mean, I've run a lot faster and more extreme than that when I was younger, but it becomes difficult on your joints, so it impacts your knees. But I was quite fit. And then I learned this trick from another lady who took me to do spinning, and I thought it was a joke. So to all the people...
You just decided to try, right?
Yeah, the skeptics, you may not believe this, but I found a secret. The spinning at a high, so it's HIIT, high intensity impact training at a high extreme level. You will not believe how you can reverse chronic diseases, chronic type 2 diabetes. You will reverse medication. You will lower your sugar levels. It's insane. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I've actually lived this for 6 years.
No, but I've seen your blood test, and I can say that it looks really good. Even like my customers, my clients, who's much younger than you, they got results much worse than yours, which is really a good reason to ask you why. What do you do to keep fit?
I started this in 2019, no? 2018, July, because I was running 12 Ks once a week and playing squash. But I thought I'd try this because I thought the cardio would be much higher because I've done it once before. And when I started, I used to push 145 watts for 10 minutes and then I couldn't continue. But I pressed on for 3 months and I managed to ride the whole class at 145 watts. If you look at the board now, I ride average 358 watts, 362 watts for 45 minutes. Show that. I can maintain 365, 370 for 45 minutes to finish with 400. And you won't believe the results. I probably dropped 4 kilos within the first 2 years. And I've maintained that weight for the last 6 years. I do this 6 days a week. Every class, 45 minutes. And I go the whole class. 360, 370 watts. And the interesting thing is, on this particular app, at my age, I'm number 1 in the world, which is ridiculous. I would never have believed it. I'm the highest calorie burner. I push the highest watts by probably 15 watts. I've probably got half the world chasing me. The French, every month it's a different group. French, at the moment, the Japanese are chasing me. Had Germans, who are very good riders. But I just do it for my own personal. So it's a wonderful achievement for myself, but I don't advertise that. What it's done is it's changed my life in that I can eat, honestly. I can eat whatever I want. I can drink whatever I want. I drink probably way too much alcohol, but this absolutely neutralizes all the poisons, the toxins, keeps my weight under control. And for my age, I'm the fittest I've ever been in probably 20 years. And that's incredible. So it's like a personal secret that I've shared with Anna.
Я подсмотрела за ним во время тренировки, и обратите внимание на людей вокруг, которые моложе него, но они не могут делать то же самое. И это действительно вдохновляет, что в таком возрасте можно оставаться в такой хорошей форме.
And it's not only about this your cardio training, yes? It's also because you have never seen you eat processed food, never. You always eat fresh veggies, you eat meat, you drink coffee, yeah. But I think that people who do not have any problems with their adrenal glands, they can drink coffee.
My honest opinion about coffee is, I actually did some research on this. If you do espresso, and I mean espresso coffee, the temperature and the process of espressing coffee, you actually express the goodness out of it. It's an actual plant. It's a mental thing. If you have, I've proved it to myself. I've had coffees in the evening. You've been my witness, and they're strong, but it doesn't make me not sleep.
No, it's just because people are different, and our detoxification in our liver works different. And if you can drink coffee in the evening, it does mean that everybody can. But coffee is good for people who do not have any problems with digestive system and with adrenal gland. Yeah, they can drink coffee. It also stimulates our bile flow. Yeah, because I've noticed that you never have breakfast. You never have breakfast, and you just drink coffee and go to the gym. And also, our bile is stagnant when we do not move. And you move a lot. And this is the reason why you don't have any problems with that. Думаю, что нужно внести небольшую ясность по поводу завтрака. И, пожалуйста, не воспринимать как инструкцию по применению то, что сказал Майк. И это действительно работает для него, потому что он каждое утро занимается интенсивной кардионагрузкой. Если вы не занимаетесь какими-то тренировками по утрам, то вам нужно завтракать. Действительно, если предполагается какая-то интенсивная тренировка рано утром, то вам не нужен завтрак. Это большая нагрузка на организм, и еду переваривать, и еще физической активностью заниматься. Но всем остальным завтрак можно и нужно, потому что если вы не завтракаете систематически, то это прямая дорога к застою желчи. То есть в случае Майка это работает нормально, потому что он очень много двигается, он делает интенсивное кардио, и в том числе кофеин его также стимулирует выработку желчи, стимулирует желчеотток. И проблем с надпочечником у человека нет, и проблем со слизистой в ЖКТ тоже нет, поэтому он может себе такое позволить. Поэтому, пожалуйста, учитывайте все вводные данные, ваше состояние здоровья, вашу физическую активность, и, исходя из этого, уже принимайте решение, завтракать вам или нет. То есть, если вы не занимаетесь какой-то физической активностью с утра, вам нужно завтракать. И нужно, чтобы еще в этот завтрак содержались полезные жиры, чтобы простимулировать желчеотток. Это может быть сливочное масло, авокадо, растительные масла, яйца те же самые, например. И должны быть также медленные углеводы, которые дадут вам энергию, белки, и желательно еще добавлять, конечно же, какую-то клетчатку.
It's very difficult to put this across to most average people. Maybe I'm an exception. Maybe I'm lucky and an extreme athlete. I don't consider myself an extreme athlete. But I've pushed myself to this level. And as I've said earlier in another podcast with you, what's ridiculous is I'm the member of this club where we do this. And on that app, it's an American global app. And I am number one in the world.
You can do more than your trainer.
And the instructors, they've all given up with me because they can't keep the regime. And what that gives you, it gives you the ability to get away with every now and again. You can eat naughty, you can have cakes, you can have alcohol. I've got living proof that you're my witness. I mean, I drink way too much alcohol. My biggest fault is I just love bubbles, champagne. I just absolutely love bubbles. But it's not good for you, it's poison. And that's my biggest black mark is the alcohol.
But you can decrease bad effect after bubbles the next day when you go to the gym.
Well, what's amazing about this, honestly, I can't stress this enough, that this intensity, the level that I'm at, regulates my body, and the poison and the toxins that I'm being naughty with, the extreme intense training actually regulates it and neutralizes it. But don't be foolish, it affects everyone differently. If you find you've got an intolerance to alcohol, my advice is to leave it out. But I'm just lucky I can get away with it. I've absolutely maintained it. I'm really strong.
But it's not about cycle only, right? I mean that I want to say that sport is important, any kind of sport. And you can find something that, I don't mean you, I mean like in general people.
Anybody.
They can find something that they really like, enjoy, and it will help them to improve their health. It's not about cycling, because for you, cycling is the best, and you found yourself in it, and it really works good for you. It does mean that it works for everybody.
To answer that, I used to be an athlete when I was at school. Then I gave up, and I started getting fat, putting on a lot of weight, and I was eating badly, and I didn't feel good, and I started running. So, more advice to people that are younger: running is fantastic. It's the beginning pathway of regulating your life and getting back to good health. I strongly believe that if you can have some intense activity, at least where you raise your heart rate, and that's quite important. I can't stress how 6 years ago I was running, and I still ran complementary I used to run in tandem with the spinning to see what the results would be.
But you just started cycling just 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
I couldn't do
And you're already the best in the world.
145 watts, and the instructor, I went maroon.
What does it mean, 140
Well, 145 watts is the intensity that I was riding at. And
what is the speed? It's like in kilometers.
145 watts, I was probably doing about 34 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
To give you an idea of where I'm at now, I'm doing 45 to cruising. My cruise rate is 44 to 45 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
When I first started, I struggled to do 10 minutes at 34 k's an hour.
Yeah. So, but you didn't give up, and
No,
you
so what I
just
did
kept
is
doing.
I had this mental, I've got great MESPs, I call it, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. If you can master those 4 disciplines, another life-changing thing, because...
But you're also very positive, Mike. I just observing you, and I see that you're very positive, and you're also ready to help everybody, and you do not expect anything back, which is very good for you. And I think it's like a good aura, good karma, and not only about this your sport.
Well, here's the fun part, is life's not just about exercise. The exercise,
Yes.
by the way, for this podcast, I'm trying to be, it's not everything in my life, but what it is everything is that just that little 45 minutes each day gives me 23 hours of absolute bliss that I can do whatever I want.
But it's prolongate your life.
Oh, absolutely.
It's absolutely prolongate
I
your life.
can't.
And especially it's very important when you do it regularly.
Yes.
Because like some people do think, oh, just do training 1 time a week. It won't work. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, but it should be regular. Yeah.
I will say this, that I've got a lot of friends my age, they won't listen, they're lazy.
Yeah.
If
high
you're really listening to me, anybody out there, young, old, medium, if you think you're too old, I will show you an 82-year-old that I've actually reversed all his ailments. If you're prepared to do the work and just take it, because the MESPs, I'll say that again, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. If you can master those 4 disciplines, meaning that when you're feeling down spiritually, you draw on emotion. When you're mentally and physically feeling bad, you can draw on spiritual. When you're spiritually, emotionally, and physically tired, you go into, so it's mental, emotional, spiritual. You basically draw on whichever one you feel you haven't used. Like when I used to run, I used to run 90K marathons, to give you an idea of the ridiculous ends. I mean, that used to take us 8.5, 9 hours.
It's incredible, Mike, 90 kilometers.
But you know what the problem with, this is where it gets important to me, that I wouldn't recommend to the average person.
No, it's only for people who are like...
well, a 42K.
Trained well, yeah.
And it's quite damaging. So if your body physique is not built for running,
it's not ready for that. Yeah.
42 Ks is too much. 21 Ks, half a marathon, is better. But again, one of the things that I didn't realize, I was a lazy runner, meaning that all my friends ran 2,000 kilometers training before that 90 Ks. Not one of those guys and ladies are running today. They're all injured with damaged knees. They've damaged all the cartilages in their knees, damaged hips. They've overrun. Their body's expired from doing too much taxing running. So because I was a lazy runner, I could go out and run speed with less training. So when I used to train harder, but less.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize, because I had no idea what I was doing, was that I was giving my body time to recover.
Yeah.
I was letting all the damaged cartilages, damaged joints, you create damage running. That's why, honestly, I cannot stress spinning, that there's so minimal damage. It's so easy on the body, and you will reach goals in your life if you're prepared to do the work, without me going on and on and on.
Don't you regret that you didn't start it earlier?
Yes and no. Life, as you'll all find, you're all on a path where you think you know.
But what if you could? What if you would be able to get back to the past?
No,
what would you change?
I would absolutely, seriously, I've been a great sportsman. I could have been a lot better sportsman if I knew what I know now. And it's training, seriously training. Like if I did this type of training, I could have played national rugby. I could have played national cricket, I believe. I played quite a high level of squash. I played provincial squash for the state. So in Africa, I was playing in a provincial team.
So what is the main point is that you just shouldn't be lazy. and discipline and keep fit and do it regularly.
Yes.
Yes.
And it'll change your life in that life, you've got to try and keep the balance. I mean, life's got so many facets to it. We've all got to try and earn a living. But that 45 minutes early in the morning, which is what I do, sets the whole day for me. And it changes your life.
Yeah.
Absolutely changes your life. And there's nothing that you can't do. And yes, we all get down. We all have down days. But this gives you strength of mind, emotion, spiritual, mental, that you can recover. So when you're feeling down, all the tricks that you learned doing this, you can pull on that and you get over the hump. So there's always hills. There's always these hills in life. This discipline.
What is the meaning of life for you?
One of the biggest rewards is giving and helping people. Generosity. Do what you would like people to do to you, to others, and don't expect anything.
Don't expect anything back.
Don't expect reward. Do things and be generous within reason and be sensible about it. You won't believe how that'll change your life as well. It's very rewarding. And I think it actually makes my hair stand up when I say this. You just get a fantastic sense of well-being by being balanced, by being generous, by helping.
Yeah.
And if you don't expect anything in return, you'll be surprised what goes on.
Yeah.
Things come your way.
Someday.
Yeah. And you can have the most shocking days, and then the very next day, a hand comes up, and it shakes your hand, and it says thank you in a funny way.
Yeah.
So
it's the best.
Yeah, no, life's for the living. If you can do all this, man, you'll change your life. That's all I can say. If you're sick, if you start getting sick, and I honestly, exercise, I can't stress how important it is and how important it is to raise the intensity of it and try and bring do quality in the shortest time, not quantity.
But sport is not only for our physical health, it's also for our mental health as well, because when you just did some exercise, you feel much better and emotionally as well.
Well, I believe this whole universe, every electrical message that takes place, your body is an electrical message bank that's passing signals. When you don't exercise, what you don't use, you lose. So it's like a telephone system in there. The messages that are going around, if you've been lazy, it slowly
You're
switches
getting
off.
more and more lazy.
And now the body struggles to try and send messages past another system to get the message to your brain or to the organs. And the more you do less, the more your body struggles to send the messages, then your organs start struggling, then your whole well-being starts to slow down.
I think what we want to say is that most of health problems, it's like because of people just sit in an office, sit at home, sit in front of the TV, sit in a car, they just don't move. And I think this is a problem because our body was created,
we
was
were
moving.
hunter-gatherers.
Yeah, we just hunted, we moved a lot, and now we're just like sitting on the computer, sitting in a car, everybody sitting. That's the problem. Yeah.
Absolutely, the world's become so techno. Everything's technical. All the new, all the technical laptops.
It makes our lives easier. Yes, that's true. But it also takes something back.
Well, what it does is it stops people doing exercise. We used to do. I mean, before mobile phones were around, we used to have to use landlines, and we were far more. We'd walk more. At work, we'd be walking now we can send messages to each other. In the old days, when I was in offices, we used to walk next door and give the messages because we didn't have that luxury of internet. So look, technology is great, but it's made us lazy.
Yes.
We've stopped doing the exercise. We've stopped doing the hard work. I mean, to start with, if you're totally unfit and you've done nothing, it's gonna take 10 minutes and you'll be tired. So, but it's a building thing. So if you do...
But you do 10 minutes today, next week 15 minutes, then 20 minutes.
If you do it 3 days a week and you build slowly, because remember, you don't want to hurt yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or physically. You do a slow regime with a goal. And my advice would be try and take it over 3, 3 to 6 months, just do the slow building program and raise your intensity, whether it's swimming. So swimming's got great cardio, but you have to swim a lot further distances and the time to get the cardio up your
but for some people who's got problems with joints,
bones, good exercise.
It's a good exercise for them because there's no pressure for joints.
Cycling, if you can cycle hard, it's not the distance, it's to raise your heart rate. If you can go for a cycle early in the morning when there's no traffic, like 5 o'clock in the morning, but
in a park would be nice.
Where you know your heart rate, and if you wear a watch, with all the technology today, I would absolutely recommend a watch where you can watch your pulse rate. So your heart rate's important, that VO2 max. If you look at all the statistics and the science of exercise, the VO2 max is a very strong barometer of how you're doing.
Yeah.
So VO2 max, I would try and work to 70% of the, so I'm going to say this again because it's very important, this VO2 max. 220 minus your age gives you your maximum heart rate.
Yeah, it's formula. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Thank you for your tips. Very important for everybody.